remember when I saw Alexa Vega in the Spy Kids movie and I was like, oh yeah, that girl's going somewhere. Machete Kills. In the Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino double feature, we all saw a fake trailer for the movie Machete, and 90% of the world, including myself, is like, that should be a real movie. And then Robert Rodriguez was like, hey, you want a Machete movie? I gotcha. So he made it, I loved it, it was one of my favorite movies of 2010. At the end of the first movie, he said he was going to make sequels, and I was like, yes! Machete's played by Danny Trejo, who I believe will say yes to any movie role because I see him in all these movies and straight-to-DVD movies. But in this movie, Machete is recruited by the president to stop a madman from launching a missile that's aimed to Washington, D.C. But then he learns that the real threat is a criminal organization led by a billionaire arms dealer. Now, my dilemma is that it's hard to critique a movie that's supposed to be campy and silly. Now, these Machete movies are like the Grindhouse movies, but they don't have the shitty film scratches that make the movie look like it's 3 decades old. And they don't even have the Machete theme song that they played during the opening credits of the first movie. You know, that theme song, that... You know, that song? They don't even play that song in the entire movie. Now, I understand Robert Rodriguez, he wanted to get new music, but come on now, you gotta have that song. That's like the Machete stamp right there. Now, I saw the casting in this movie and I was like, sweet. Mel Gibson plays the villain, I thought he was cool. Introducing Carlos Estevez as the president. Guys, come on now, that's Charlie Sheen. Because of the Hispanic theme in this movie, it was smart that he used his government name. And he was awesome as president too. Michelle Rodriguez returns as She. I actually liked her more in this movie than I did the first movie. I remember when I saw her in Fast and Furious 6, I was like, she's kinda hot. Now don't get it twisted, I always thought Michelle Rodriguez was beautiful, but I'm just saying, it just feels like the older she gets, the more she comes into her own as a sexy person. And this movie really confirmed that for me. Alright, let's get to the other beautiful woman in this movie. Sofia Vergara, she kicks ass in this movie with her breast gun. Kill the Johnny! Give me my double D's! Amber Heard, she was cool in the movie. Lady Gaga, I don't even know why she was in this movie. I thought she was a cash grab to be in this movie. I'm telling you, it's Alexa Vega who brings it all home for me in this movie. Seriously, she has really come a long way. And now for the negatives. Now, Machete Kills takes everything to the next level, but maybe a little too far. The first movie was a total exploitation film, but at the same time, it had elements that seemed realistic, and that's what I liked about the first movie. But in Machete Kills, it just felt like a shitty spy movie, and they had too many characters and too many plots, and some of the action in this movie didn't really make sense. But again, this is a movie that you're not really supposed to take seriously, alright? It's one of those movies that's supposed to entertain the simple part of your brain. But at the same time, it could be a little bit more than that. In the end, Machete Kills was made for people who like the Grindhouse movies and like the first Machete movies. If you didn't like any of those movies, then you're not going to really enjoy this movie. But for me at least, I feel as though this franchise is going to turn out like The Matrix. They made one great movie, and it's a great solid movie that's a great standalone movie. And then they're going to start making sequels that just aren't going to really measure up to how great the first movie was. I'm still going to buy this movie when it comes out on DVD, but this movie as a whole is a C average for It's a Matinee. Before I end this review, I want to talk about the beginning and the end of the movie because it will further explain where this movie went wrong for me. So if you haven't seen Machete Kills, don't listen to this part of the review. I'm going to put a text that says spoiler. When you see that pop up, put the video on mute, or just click out, whatever floats your boat. Alright, you still here? You want shit ruined for you? Here we go. Before the movie started, we get one preview for a fake movie, which I thought was cool because they actually did that in the Grindhouse movies. But what movie is it? The next Machete movie. Now, at the end of the first Machete movie, Robert Rodriguez said that we would get 2 Machete sequels. Machete Kills and Machete Kills Again. But the preview at the beginning of Machete Kills was Machete Kills Again. In space. I watched that and I was like, seriously? This is where the franchise is going? This franchise was already a silly exploitation, but now you're just jumping the shark. Why is Machete killing in space? Now for the ending. In its abrupt ending, Mel Gibson wins and goes up into space, which sets up Machete Kills Again in space. He even took Michelle Rodriguez's character with him. How? By ripping off Star Wars. They froze her in carbonite. I just feel like the first half of Machete Kills was good, and then the second half they tried too hard to set up the third movie. Which is fine, but again, What I liked about the first movie was that it was balanced out between the exploitation element and the real elements. Now it's not even an exploitation film anymore, it's just some silly, bloody, bizarre cartoon. I'll give Machete Kills in Space the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time I can't help but think, why is Robert Rodriguez taking this direction? That's it for the day. You like what you see, you want to see more, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my other channel, the links are in the description below. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Peace.